Hi, my name is Wendy. I'm a Diamond Coach with Fabulous Force. This training will help you use Movie Maker to create your favor video. As you see, I've already opened Movie Maker, and we are automatically on the Home tab. We need to create slides. So if you click Title, that will automatically create a slide for you. I prefer to go back to the Home tab and create more slides, and then we can just edit the slides once we have several there. So keep going to Home and Title, Home, Title. Now, we have slides here that we can edit. What you're going to do is look right up here. There's background color. That's where the black is currently. You're going to click on whichever color you choose. And then in order to see your text again, you can double click on the caption underneath. You'll highlight My Movie, and you'll type in the favor. You can highlight it again. You can change the font style to whatever you want. You can change the font size to whatever you want. And sometimes you may have to stretch it back out depending on how you want it to look. Reposition it on the page if you want it up at the top, if you want it in the middle, at the bottom, however you want it. Place it right where you want. You can also change the text color by highlighting the text, clicking the drop down next to the A, and clicking on whatever color text you want. Then, as an added touch, you can even go up here to the right-hand corner and click Outline Size. And you can outline it in narrow, medium, thick, extra thick, and outline color. Let me show you what this does. When you double-click here, it pulls up the same text that you had. It will not preview the new fancy text. You have to hit play, this button right here, in order to play your video to see the new text. So let's do that. That's what it's going to look like. And then it moves on to the next slide. So let's go back. So you have your first slide with your text. Because it is a small text and they can read the favor pretty quickly, you'll want to go to your Edit tab and edit the duration of each slide for each slide that you make. The duration time right now is 7 seconds. You can make this whatever you want, but I'm just going to shorten it to 5. When you move on to the next video or the next slide, it will go back to 7. That was the default in this. You can make it whatever length you would like, and I'm choosing 5. If you have long text, because we're going to have our script that's put in here, when you have a slide that has a lot of text in it, you'll want to make it maybe 7 seconds or even sometimes longer, depending on how long it's going to take for your customers to read each slide. So right now we did this one at 5. You can also, for the text, if you'll hover over each one of these, it'll show you how you can add a little animation to your text. And whichever one you choose, you can make it slide in left, slide in right. You can make it like a movie, kind of come up from the bottom and drop down arrows. This is kind of a dramatic effect there that you can put on. And just play with that and decide what you would like to use. So I will just choose one. And again, you're not going to see, even though I've chosen this one for dramatic effect, you're not going to see that show up until you hit the play button to preview. And that's what that's going to look like. So let's move on. Our second slide. Let's go back to home screen. I lied. Let's go back to format. We're going to choose a background color. Let's make it, oh, it doesn't really matter. We've made it blue. Double click your caption. And what you're going to do, I've already got my script pulled up at the bottom of the screen. I am going to go into my script. I'm going to highlight it Copy. And then come back in here. You're going to highlight that, right click, and paste. And this is the second slide script. Now it doesn't all fit in there, so you'll want to highlight it and change your font. Maybe go to a smaller font so it all fits in there. And you can recenter this wherever you want it. We can recap on how to change the text. You highlight that, change the text color, outline. Let's outline it with medium this time. Outline color, we'll do a gray, just for fun. We can do whatever we want here. And like I said, double click here to see your text. It's not going to show up the fancy stuff. You'll need to go back to the very beginning or wherever you want to start it from and preview by hitting the play button. There it is with gray. Now see how it's not really readable? You'll want to play with the colors to try to get it to where your customers are not going to be squinting to read this. So you'll highlight it, go back to outline color. Let's just try white. Let's see what that looks like. We'll hit play. There we go. Now, if you want to add a slide that has a picture on it, you'll go to your Home tab, go to Add Videos and Photos, and it's going to bring up a window that has an option for you to browse your photos. So you can choose a photo to go in there. Just choose whichever photo you want, double click on it, and it'll pop up right where it is. Now, if it's out of place, you just click and hold down, drag it back, and drop it. You can move these slides anywhere you want them to go. You just drag and drop. Now for this, let's say I want to put some text on here and there's no caption box. Just go up to caption and now you have your caption box. You can highlight the text, type in whatever you want it to say, and oh, that's not a percent sign, that's a dollar sign. And now you have text and you can have it stretch in by clicking on this, or however you want to do it. Now, let's say we want to add our music. I'm going to go back to the Home tab, click on Add Videos and Photos. No, that would be adding a video or photo. You go to Add Music, click on the music note. Just single click, and it's going to pull up, well, it automatically pulls up my music. I keep my music in my music folder on my desktop. You have to scroll to wherever your music is. You can get music at Amazon, even Walmart.com. There's several different places where you can get your music from, or even iTunes. Save it onto your computer and you can pull it up from there. So I'm going to double click on the music that I want, and it automatically puts the music in there. And it stops it right at the last slide. Now, if you decide that you want to add more slides, it still has more music. This is not the end of the song. The music just stops there because that was the end of the slide. So let's say we add more. Go to Home, Title, Home, Title, and see, as we add slides, the music continues. So once the actual end of the song hits, then any slides after that will not have music. But most of the time, especially for this favor video, if you're running a 2 to 3 minute video, you probably will not have a problem with it running out of music. If you do, you can add more than one song. You can add in little sound bites. You'll probably need to find a spouse or child who knows more about Movie Maker. I could go over sound bites later in another video if we need to. You see how when I added slides, it put them at the beginning? Let's say we want them back here. You just drag and drop them where you want them to go. Now, as for your music, you can edit the music a little bit. If you want to get fancy, the music automatically starts abruptly right at the beginning of your slide. So let's hear how that sounds right quick. Okay? It just automatically starts. If you want, you can fade it in by clicking on this drop down. Fade it in slowly, medium, or fast. Sometimes it's kind of for dramatic effect. On this song, I would not want to fade it in, but usually you want to fade out at the end. You can fade out slowly, medium, or fast. And that will do that. The other thing that I haven't explained to you is saving the video. I don't like to create a full project and take hours to do it and not save it. I save it frequently through the creation process. Right up here in the upper left-hand corner, when you hover over this disk, it says Save Project. Single click on the Save Project, choose where you want to save it. I choose the desktop usually because that's the easiest place for me to find it. Put in The Favor, and I have it saved more than once. So put in The Favor and click Save. Now it's saved as a Movie Maker file on your desktop. It is not saved as a WAV file or an MP4 or a Windows media file. It is only a Movie Maker file. So you could not upload that to YouTube. What you'll need to do is wait till the end. I will show you how to create a WAV file. But like I said, as you go through creating more slides, let's say you've created a couple more slides, you go back up here to this Save Project, you click it, and it automatically saves right there. You don't have to hit to save it to the desktop. That just keeps saving it. So frequently save, unless you really want to lose your project. Let's see, did we get everything covered? We added a video, or we added a photo. You can add a short video clip if needed. You can add your music by clicking Add Music. You can add a title and a caption. The other thing that we could do is I can show you how to add, when you hover over this, this shows you how you can transition between slides. This is kind of another fancy little effect that you can add. Click the drop down. I like the polka dots and the checkers. Sometimes that's kind of fancy and something you can do. You just click on it and it automatically puts it in there. So let's play it and see what it does. It just transitions a little bit differently. So let's say we're totally done with our video. We go to the home screen, the home tab. We click on the Save Movie drop down. And I like to save it for my computer. That saves it as an MP4 file. So when you click on My Computer, it's going to ask you where you want to save this to, which again, if you want to, you can save it to your desktop, like I always do. And then you can save it as The Favor. It's an MP4. Click Save. It does take quite a bit of time depending on how long your video is, so be patient, but save it as a Windows MP4, because if you don't, like I said, it won't upload to YouTube. If you have any questions, you can ask on FabForce, and I can help you with that. Hopefully I've covered everything that we need. If you have any extra little things that you want to do, there are several things that I did not go over. Just play with these different tabs and figure out the little things that you can do that are extras that might give it that extra touch on your video. And have fun in creating your videos.